Eva Marie is coming back to WWE as we know already. Now the locker room is not too happy about this. I made a video a couple days ago about Mickie James having some issues or some questions about Eva Marie coming back after WWE just released all these superstars. Now we have this story right here. Eva Marie responds to shots from Bayley and Sami Zayn. Bayley and Eva Marie had an exchange on Twitter after the latest Evolution vignette aired during last night's WWE Raw. Raw featured the latest vignette hyping Eva's return to the red brand. The promo saw Marie talking about how some people see her as a supermodel, but she thinks of herself as a super role model. She then made several related tweets about being a role model. Bayley responded to one tweet and wrote, "Or super dumb." Marie fired back and taunted Bayley with a follow-up tweet. "Silly ding dong, don't be upset that the student has become the master. Sincerely yours, hashtag super role model, evolution, all everything WWE Raw," she wrote. Bayley had earlier responded to a tweet on the full vignette and wrote, "This is why I hate you idiots." One fan dismissed the idea of Marie being a role model, adding that his role models are Bayley and AEW star Britt Baker. Eva responded, "I'm honored to be one of your role models alongside such great company." Marie also responded to a fan who reminded others how Sami Zayn once told WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley that he was worth 1,000 Eva Maries. Sami delivered the line during a heated December 2016 Raw segment that then general manager Foley, who had mentioned trading Zayn to SmackDown where Eva was at the time. After a back and forth, Foley revealed that Zayn was being traded for Marie. This left Zayn seething and yelling that he was worth 1,000 Eva Maries. Eva responded last night. She said she thinks Sami would revisit that statement now. I think he would revisit that statement. Although I do love Sami Zayn, he also has been treated very unfairly. Sami and Foley have not responded to Eva's comments as of this writing. There's still no word on when Eva Marie will return to live TV or what she will be doing with this new Evolution gimmick. Here's a tweet by Bayley responding directly to it saying, "Or super dumb." So I'm interested to see how many other people in the locker room right now are kind of upset about this, about her coming back. Now, most of it stems probably because all the releases, like the releases of Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, Mickie James, superstars of that, of that ilk. So that's probably why the optics of it look worse than they actually are. I don't really think a lot of people care about Eva Marie coming back. Some people are mostly indifferent about it, but I think it's more the fact that they just released a bunch of superstars and now they're bringing her into the company, being that her past is that she can't wrestle, obviously, and all that, and she was just there because of her looks. So, it has credence to it. The fact that they released all these people and now they're bringing her back into the fold doesn't make a ton of sense. I think the optics of it, the timing of it isn't properly done, isn't well done. I think that's why most people are probably upset about this. Now, could Bayley just be doing it just to be, playing up her heel gimmick? Yeah, probably. She's trying to get some, some attention in that aspect. And then Eva's like the hot thing right now with her coming back. Well, one of the hot things right now, so she wants to get involved in that. And obviously, she isn't the best wrestler in the world, Eva Marie, so obviously Bayley's going to play off on that. So, makes a ton of sense. I'm just interested to see how many other people will come out being upset about this and her coming in. Anybody else might say anything. Any released superstars may say anything about them being released and then Eva Marie being brought into the company. So, it's a lot of interesting things that can go down with this. Should be interesting to see how this all turns out. And when she does eventually debut on Monday Night Raw, how she will be pushed and how hard she'll be pushed. So, that'll be interesting. How, much they push her, where do they put her on the card? Does she immediately get into a big spot? How does that all work out? And also, a lot of people are really, really invested to see if she's gotten better in the ring. That's one of the big things we'll see, if she's gotten better in the ring, because it'll be pretty interesting. If she hasn't, then she's probably getting a ton more heat than she was before. So we'll see how she comes back and where she's put on the card, and if her in-ring skills have, become better, and what kind of funny locker room issues she may have when she does return. Piggybacking off of last Monday Night's Raw, Humberto Carrillo's in a really nasty spot with the Humberto Carrillo Sheamus matchup last night on Monday Night Raw. Well, Humberto with Sheamus on the apron went for a sunset, powerbomb over the top rope onto the floor, and he seemed to have lost his footing and fell down with Sheamus on top of him. You could tell by the way he was holding his right arm at one point, and it seemed like that's where his injury was happening. We didn't know if it was a back injury, a leg injury, or arm injury, shoulder, anything like that. But we're getting some updates here. Humberto Carrillo is said to be all right after the bad bump that abruptly ended Monday's Raw match with WWE United States Champion Sheamus. He delivered the sunset flip powerbomb from the apron to the floor in front of the announcer. Sheamus and Carrillo landed bad, with Sheamus crashing on Carrillo's knee. In an update, multiple sources at Raw have reported that Carrillo was okay after the bad finish. There's no word yet on if he was checked out for any injury or if he will miss any time. It was reported that this was not the planned finish for the Sheamus versus Carrillo match. After the bad landing, Carrillo signaled for the referee and was then checked out, leading to the match being stopped. There has been some speculation on the actual finish of the match, as Sheamus had his arm raised by the referee after the bout was stopped. The official WWE website notes that Sheamus won the match via referee stoppage. WWE would write, after suffering several brutal assaults at the hand of Sheamus in recent weeks, Alberto Carrillo battled the Celtic Warrior in a hard-fought matchup. However, before a winner could be decided, Carrillo's high-risk maneuver backfired and left him unable to continue. Yeah, it was a pretty nasty spot. It seems to me like, I don't think it was much of the knee. I think it was more of the shoulder area on the top part. That's what I felt about it, but maybe it could be a knee as well. Sheamus did land a lot of his weight on top of this left knee right here, but I just remember seeing his right arm kind of being held in a weird spot that seemed like it was probably a shoulder injury or something like that, or a top of the neck, maybe, you know, something like that. But good to hear that he's okay. We'll see how long he's out, because this was, you know, pretty major storyline on Monday Night Raw. Sheamus and Humberto Carrillo for the United States Championship. You know, the feud was ongoing, you know, for a few weeks now, and we could have seen some more matchups. And it was good to see Humberto Carrillo actually on WWE television instead of not being used whatsoever. So hopefully he's okay. We're getting word that he's all right, and we'll see how, if he shows up on Monday Night's Raw, or if he gets a match against Sheamus at WrestleMania Backlash. Should be interesting to see. Now, more injury news, and this one's from AEW. AEW star reportedly suffers fractured neck. AEW star Ricky Starks reportedly suffered a broken neck. Starks reportedly suffered a fractured neck during the April 21st Dynamite loss to Hangman Page. The injury reportedly occurred when Starks landed on his head from a released German suplex. Starks is expected to miss around 3 months of in-ring action, but is also expected to continue to appear on AEW TV in some capacity. Doctors reportedly believe that Starks' neck will heal without needing surgery. It's interesting to note that Starks has wrestled since that match with Page. He and Powerhouse Hobbs defeated Brick Aldridge and Aaron Fry at the AEW Dark tapings the night after the match with Page. Starks has not commented on the injury, but he did tweet out what appears to be an X-ray photo earlier today, as seen below. He also told the fan on April 21st that he was good following the match with Page. He made a follow-up tweet after the match that thanked DDP Yoga for his flexibility. So it's good to hear that, you know, doctors are saying that he doesn't need surgery, because that will keep him out even longer. 3 months seems like a pretty promising timetable. Short amount of time he's able to show up on AEW television. Hopefully so. Being as he had a match after he fractured the neck the week after, it seems, you know, to be good news for him and his future, that he's not going to miss too much time. 3 months, again, it's a short amount of time, especially for an injury like this. We've seen people be out for a year. Even more with certain injuries when it comes to the neck. But a dangerous spot, landed on his head from the released German from Hangman Page, obviously an accident, and he's going to be out for some, you know, a small amount of time. But the good thing about this is that he doesn't need surgery, and it should heal on its own. So we'll see if he continues with Team Tag on AEW television and how he proceeds from there, and if the 3 month timetable is an accurate timetable and he's back in the ring after the 3 months. But hopefully, you know, Ricky Starks is able to heal quickly and be okay in the future. Now let's get to the final story here. It's an interesting one. Former release superstar Chelsea Green wants to pose for Playboy. So released WWE superstar Chelsea Green is presently serving her WWE non-compete clause and isn't eligible to sign with a new promotion until July 14th. In the meantime, Green is busy figuring out the next stage of her career, and her bucket list of things include posing for Playboy and becoming a scream queen in a horror movie. I have a bucket list of things to do. I want to be killed in a horror movie. I've always wanted that. I've always found it so hilarious where you see the girl running and they always trip and fall and then they get killed. It's just how it works. So I want to be that girl. Right now I'm trying to work at making contacts in Playboy to hopefully do that. Green wants to following the path of AEW star Cody Rhodes, who spent nearly 3 years on the independent circuit after his WWE departure in 2016. I think that was genius of him to get himself out there and wrestle people he would never have been able to wrestle. That's what I really want to do, she added, while noting that Impact Wrestling, AEW, and Ring of Honor are all in her wish list of destinations. Green also hopes her wrestling career doesn't interrupt with her podcast. I don't want to put myself in a box, and that's why I'm trying to do my podcast. I'm trying to get this off the ground and show people that I'm more than what you see on social media. I hope that people listening to 50 Shades of Green will also see the other side of me. That was pretty interesting. We haven't seen a wrestler pose for that magazine in a long time. So if she's able to do it, good for her. She's able to do other things as well in the horror movie. Hopefully she gets that going too. She has the podcast. Now, I don't know. She doesn't have the track record that, Cody Rhodes had in WWE and she wasn't really pigeonholed in WWE like Cody Rhodes was when he was part of WWE. So when he got out there, you know, he was able to create that name for himself. So hopefully Chelsea Green kind of do the same thing. Her situation is kind of different, but if she wants to be like a jack of all trades and have all these other things that she's doing, it works out all right. I mean, you know, she can make multiple streams of income because a lot of other companies other than WWE allow their talent to do other things. If she was in WWE, she wouldn't be able to do a podcast. She wouldn't be able to do a Twitch channel, anything like that, because they don't want third-party stuff for their wrestlers unless they own all of it. So she'll be able to get all this done, hopefully, outside of WWE and for another company where she's able to wrestle either AEW, Ring of Honor, or Impact Wrestling or something like that. She can even go somewhere else and do other things, but hopefully she's able to get all the stuff she wants to get done. Everything works out for her in the future, and then she can always come back to WWE if she is able to continue to grow her brand and herself. And obviously she's trademarking the name Chelsea Green, so she'll be able to use that. And we'll see where she goes from here. And in July 14th, if she's able to sign, I'm pretty sure she's going to Impact Wrestling because they had the Slammiversary, you know, a promo that had all these wrestlers in it. You know, Samoa Joe, Okada, her, Mickie James. So I think that's where she's going to end up going, most likely. But hopefully she's able to make these contacts, do what else she has to do to get those other streams of income so that she has multiple streams of income when she gets back into wrestling. That's the news and rumors for you guys today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Remember, drop a like on this video, helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm. Hit the chair in the corner for it hits you first, and sub to the channel. And stay tuned tonight for NXT review after the show of NXT on Tuesday, and tomorrow 7:30 p.m. news and rumors for the day. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.